what running a shop teaches you about people. After all of these years in the shop, what do you notice about people when their car breaks? How do they react to bad news? Responsibility patterns, who maintains, who ignores, who trusts the shop, who doesn't, who believes they're getting ripped off. Do you want me to hold on to that?
We really need to just put that down. That's so loud.
That is your hearing aids at work
You're
now,
gonna ruin the podcast.
That's actually not loud unless you're up here. It's just your hearing aids are working.
Oh, let me know when you're gonna put it down because I can't function. Thank you. Yes, I'm wearing hearing aids, and yes, that was really loud. And she loves teasing me.
Says the one who likes yelling.
So, what have I learned about running a shop?
No. What have you learned about people from running a shop?
Some people aren't always honest. A lot of people are. You know, we have a school teacher we do work for, and he's super honest. I love that. I love him. Awesome guy, super kind. Reminds me of the teachers I used to cling to when I was a kid, right? The ones that were
a teacher to be a teacher.
Yeah, right. And he sees us, and every repair he needs, whether it's his kids, him, or his wife, and he brings anything and everything to us. And he, tries to get all he can done with the funding he has. And I appreciate people like that. And that's one of my favorites right there, is just an understanding person that wants to have a safe vehicle on the road and understands what you're going through too. So there's certain people I gravitate to and wanting to be a part of the repair and talk to them and educate them. And then there's some that are like, maybe.
Do you think you're too far removed from the phone to know how they still react? Because you haven't been real. I mean, here and there you're on the phone.
Yeah. No, and that's helpful.
Right. Because a lot of them.
Because being an empath, I take everything to heart, whether it be.
I don't think it's necessarily you being an empath. I think your identity is wrapped up in your career of, I am a technician. I fix cars. And if my job that I fixed is not done, or my name is not put out there in a good way, that is who I am.
Yeah.
And so if it's put out in a bad way, it reflects on me and my own identity.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to attract the negative Nancy's, right? So, and I feel that if I did a crap job, or it was a horrible vehicle to work with, and you're just trying to help them keep it going, right? And then they turn around and say, well, you never told me that, and it's in the vehicle inspection report on your old Suburban.
Okay, but literally, I was telling Elena this earlier today. It doesn't matter how flashy you can make it in their face. This is the one thing I've learned from running the e-commerce business.
Yeah.
People do not read.
No. Yeah.
I don't care how many times I've put it in front of their face, or I've listed it in my description, or I put it in an email in big, fat, red, flashy button letters. How much is shipping? When is it going to come? Those little questions, right?
Right.
They don't read.
Well,
so even if we put in an inspection, you're still going to get those answers or questions.
Yeah. Well, but they do help, because then you can refer back, say, remember the conversation we had?
Yes.
And then right here it is in the inspection. And, I was trying to educate you on that. And I don't know where the communication break went, but it's right here. And I educated it. All right. We had told
informed
you about this.
You.
Yeah. We had informed you about the situation. Oh yeah. I guess I didn't see that part, and that happens. So yeah, but I guess the best part is educating them. Sometimes there's just so much, right?
Well, there's like the one I had where I ended up having to take pictures of every kit that I sent out to prove that she was not missing pieces, or that it didn't
Yeah.
wasn't broken when it got sent,
Yeah.
or whatever it was, you know.
Right. Evidence and pictures and documentation is
Yeah.
the best, right? That way you
100%.
can roll
Because when
back
I
to that.
started doing that, I stopped getting those emails. I stopped getting my kit is broken, or my piece is missing, and what Miles and I think was happening was she was messing up and wanted a replacement piece, which I would have totally been fine. Like,
Yeah.
I messed up. Can you make me an absolutely? You're paying for the shipping, because it cost me, $5 to ship out a penny, little tiny penny piece, right?
Right.
Or wait till your next order, because she was a big she ordered a lot. So if you wait till your next order, I'll put it in with that for free,
Yeah.
you know?
Well,
So
we have a lighting issue on a car right now. It came in a year ago for no brake lights. Put a brake switch in it. It has brake lights. Comes back a year later, and it's the same problem. But the only problem I see is one of the taillights is out. That's a separate problem, right? But in the customer's eye, and now is that a lot of the technicians and people that understand the taillight versus brake light, one taillight versus no lighting coming out of the rear is a complete separate issue. Some people that don't understand that may go, oh, well, yeah, I could see their point, but 75% of the population are going to go, sounds like you're getting scammed. It's like,
yeah, okay, I wouldn't go to for me personally, because we were having this discussion earlier. Like,
right,
I don't know that they are two separate things. I don't know that one light bulb has two different jobs.
Right.
Me personally, right?
Right.
I don't care about cars, but
Right.
I don't know that has two separate jobs.
Right.
So me as a consumer coming into the repair shop with, even though it was a year ago, right? I'm not even the timeline. That's not even part of the discussion. That's just what it is.
Right.
I had my brake lights fixed, and now it's not working again.
Right.
I don't know that light bulb has two jobs.
Right.
And you only fixed one job of those two jobs for when it came in last time, because that was my complaint.
Yeah.
All I know is now it's not working again.
Right. Well, okay. So here's I wanted to say this earlier, and I didn't think of how to respond to that. So it came in, the brake lights, the brake switch we put in is still, it came in for no brake lights.
Right.
When you stepped on the brake, there was no lights that lit up.
Was the tail light still lighting up? Or
there was no lights at all.
no lights at all?
No lights at all.
Okay. So in my head, the bulbs, or replace my bulb.
They had already put two switches in it and replaced the bulb. I remember this one specifically.
Okay.
Okay, so let's stop there. So they know more than you think they don't know.
Okay.
Because they did. There was like two
So
or
they
three
YouTubed
switches. Yeah, there was like two or three switches sitting in the car. I'm like, what are they doing? So replaced a couple of bad bulbs, put a switch in it. Now the brake lights work. That brake switch still works. And we have it on video. I tested it for the customer. I just had somebody press on the brakes, shows brake lights lighting up on the video. Then they said, when you drive away. So we did another video, and I had one of the boys drive the vehicle away and stop. When you turn the headlights on, only one tail light wasn't lighting. And that was the whole complaint. It had nothing to do with the brake switch that we replaced or the brake light bulbs. The brake lights work. So now we have, turn the headlights on, only one tail light.
Right. So the nighttime lights, right?
Yeah.
Tail lights. You were calling them running lights, and in my head, I was thinking of like the orange lights, the running lights, right?
No.
So I'm like, what do you?
No. So only the right rear tail light is out, and that's completely separate than a brake switch and a brake light, because that brake switch was still working all of the brake lights. So just the running light was out.
So that becomes an education.
Yeah, and then she understood that, and Elena had educated her, and then she approved more diagnostic, because I had already ran some tests and found there's no power to that circuit at the tail. I spent an hour and gave her an hour of time already, and I was trying to just put a bulb in it. Went bad. Nope, there's no power to that light bulb. Okay, went halfway through the circuit. I said, oh, I better stop because now I've got an hour invested. I'm not charging for her, so I get in trouble from you if I don't stop and I give people free work and diagnostic because I'm trying to help somebody. So I did. I probably already put another hour into it and found.
You can't run a profitable business with your heart on your sleeve. I'm sorry, people. It is just not possible.
Right.
You can't. We have to feed our family. We have to pay our bills to be able to help you.
But you and I had bantered about the two separate issues and the problem with the lighting. And I had already tried to just take care of it and said, here you go. But once I found out there was no power to that circuit and only that circuit, I was like, oh, I better stop and not figure this thing out and just fix it because that's not fair to us and the family, right?
No. Well,
To work for
okay,
free.
so we're pivoting from the topic.
Nice.
But then that, for you, the work for free becomes resentment against your business because now you are
And people.
fulfilling your heart
Yeah.
by helping somebody,
Right.
but you're not making money. So that comes home
Right.
of why are we not eating this week?
Yeah. Or why is Dad stressed out? 'Cause he had a-
Why is he up and working at 3 a.m. in the morning and not coming home till 9 p.m.?
Right.
Where is Dad?
Right.
Isn't the whole point of the business freedom?
Yeah.
Lies don't, if you want freedom, it's not in a business. Let me just put that out there right now.
Right.
If you want freedom, go be a W-2 employee. It's easier to get vacations, but it becomes a resentment for you in the shop
Right.
against the family, because you're so stressed out and overwhelmed, and
Right.
because you want to. I get wanting to help people, 100%. That's why when Napa said we have this program, I'll donate the parts. If you donate the labor, 100%, I am on board.
Right.
I want that. I want to do that. I want to help people.
And I think that's where technicians like me and a lot of technicians, we go above and beyond and try to help people. And then, there's that name that's thrown out as we're trying to finagle them or scam them. And it's like, I just spent 2 hours figuring out exactly what the problem is with your car, and I'm the bad guy, right? So yeah, and like you said, and then we didn't make the money on that should have been, but I guess if more education came out, but then again, that education goes out and some people put a wallet and say, you're scamming me. It's like, my guy just literally spent 2 hours and figured out exactly kind of where the problem lies, and it's nothing we did. But we have to go in and prove that, and then we're still scamming them,
Going
right?
back to the whole lawyer,
There
innocent until proven guilty, but
Yeah.
technicians are guilty until proven innocent. Is that how you're feeling right now?
Yep.
Is like everybody's like, you're guilty. You
Yep.
have my car. It's broken and you did it.
But like you just said, why is Dad at the shop at 3 or 4 a.m. and work until 9 or 10 at night? Because I don't like being labeled as that guy or that shop or that company or that person that does that to people.
Back to the identity. Your identity is wrapped up in the shop and your work.
Yep.
And I think, me personally, when you learn how to separate your identity from your work and the shop, your life will become calmer.
Yeah. And I guess that really irritates me because, the ones sitting on Wall Street are the lawyers, and they're making $500,000 to $5,000 an hour. And
no, not every lawyer is. I promise. That's why I didn't go to law school.
right. But I'm just saying there are people,
I almost
like
went.
our politicians making $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million, $100 million a year.
Well, yeah, because they know how to play the game.
I get it, but then you take a poor technician or a shop owner that the bills are higher than the income, and we're trying to create something great for our kids, and we can't even do that. But we're the ripoff, we're the scam artists. And it's like, are you kidding me? I'm devoting my life to helping take care of your vehicles to keep you safe on the road, and these guys over here are just making millions.
So yeah, and that was another conversation I've been hearing, and I am probably one of those. All you technicians that don't want regulation can come for me because I don't really care. But the industry needs to be regulated.
Yeah.
Maybe not by the government, because we all know what
Yeah.
happens when the government gets their
Yeah.
hands in things. It's just
Right.
not pretty either way. It doesn't matter
Right.
red, white, or blue. I don't care who you are. Government sucks.
Right.
But the industry
I never thought of it
itself
that way until we
needs
we
to
got
be
the coach.
regulated.
Yep, until we got a coach, and then we started watching Lucas and
If
David.
if a CPA messes up my taxes and I'm in trouble for it, there's a board I can report them to. They're CPA. They're not
Right.
messing with people's lives. They're messing with
Right.
people's money.
Yeah.
If a lawyer messes up, there's a board I can report them to.
Yeah.
If a doctor messes up, there's a board I can
Yeah.
report them to. There's ladders up the hill
Yeah.
that I can, there can be repercussions. There is none
Yeah.
for technicians.
Right.
There's none.
And
And
I
so
guess-
it's those shade tree ones who are
Yeah.
trying to undercut everybody and rebuilding people's oil pressure pumps.
There was a
You
there was
know,
that. We won't name names, but there was, like you said, there was that mobile mechanic, and there was that little old lady with that little Honda, and I ended up, I gave her a quote and an estimate in the first place. So a lot of people go, "Oh, she got what she deserved." No, not that's not cool to say, because she brought it back to me after I said it needs this, 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 and this. She was like, "Oh, that's too expensive," and I get it. People trying to save money, so she found a mobile mechanic, shady tree, whatever you want to call them, dirt floor shop mechanic, mobile mechanic, and did the work, and it came back with. Sure, the motor looked clean after we pressure wash it, but now we have an oil pressure light on, right? Flickering, low oil pressure, because he rebuilt the oil pump. Then we have a computer now that's not functioning right.
But why would you rebuild the oil pump? Isn't it just easier to just replace the thing?
And
Why would you spend more time taking it apart and rebuilding it to
on
put
a
it back in?
some guys are going to say, "Well, it's a Honda, yeah," and on that style, you rebuild them. But no, you can get a factory. You do the front cover. There's measurements you take, right? You put a flat edge. There's certain measurements with a feeler gauge, and he didn't do any of that. He just threw gears and threw it back together. And I seen what happened. Everything was scored. A lot of it should have been replaced as a whole, and then put a whole new cover and everything. Trust me, there's a lot more to it than that. And you're right, 100%. But that's how you have to do it. But he missed so many other parts. And next thing I know, it won't rev up past 2,000 RPM. There was a shorted out computer that was causing that. And I don't know how that happened. IAC valve was shorted out. Sure, Hondas have bad IAC valves all the time, but he said he would put one in that didn't care. The one I put in worked. After the computer that was fried was fixed, everything worked when I was done. But it was like $3,000 or $4,000 more than I initially quoted her to fix everything the way I was going to do it. So yeah,
Again,
she's super upset.
There needs to be some kind of
Exactly.
board and regulation that
Yeah. Then he
the
threatened
technicians,
her.
that the
Yeah.
business owners, that whoever they need to answer to.
Right.
That has to happen.
Right.
Because if it doesn't, then that reputation of you're a shark, just like a lawyer.
Yeah.
I guess lawyers have to answer to boards and whatever too, but still.
I didn't
like,
think I would like that at first.
No,
Being
but it's going to make a lot of the shady trees go away because they're not going to want to conform to the rules and regulation,
Right.
which is why they're shady trees in the first place.
Yep.
Because I can just work out in my backyard and do whatever I want, and I think I'm making money. But if I really sit down and do the
think
numbers,
I'm in the right and don't need to take care of this, I won't. And
I don't really care that I'm going to kill your family because I forgot this piece on your tire.
yeah, that's
That there needs to be. Sorry, guys. I
think it's coming.
Come at me. Come
right?
at me.
I think it's coming because even all of the good shop owners are realizing it, and it's like we all need to be on one level field, not get. Well, this guy quoted me this, and his shop rate is this. Like, we all need to be
Good luck.
pretty close to each other, and on one level playing field, so we can all be profitable and stop. Stop the dirt floor, shady trees.
Yeah, but it's also one of the things that I see though too, since I've come in and played in the industry for a minute, and in just the short September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 7 months. You guys are a very egotistical bunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys are very combative.
There's a Ford mechanic, and he's a
Yours are a bunch of whiny little
he's a
bitches.
bigger redheaded guy, and I said something because I have foreskin, and he was like telling me it's child's play. I'm like, I have everything GM. I have all of the equipment, and that's all he's seen is that I had foreskin, and foreskin's just fun to play with. And it was an easy way to turn something off on a vehicle. Because
So what you're saying is he trolled you and he triggered you, and you had to go create
I
another
didn't,
video.
and I left it
No?
alone.
Good job.
I didn't say anything about it because he's actually a really good technician, but he thinks he knows everything, and his ego is like way up here, and it's like he thought I was just a troll, a peon. And I was like, you have no idea who I am, buddy. I promise. Like,
See, but that's exactly what. Then you just walk away,
and I did,
and
I
you
didn't say
let
nothing
his
back.
ego get deflated by
Yep.
somebody else.
Yep,
You
I
know,
didn't
I
say
mean, there's
nothing.
no need, and that's just it. There's no need to be like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," you know.
Yeah,
I mean, what is
yeah.
the point? What does that solve?
Yeah, no, it really, my ego started to jump in, and I wanted to go, buddy, you have, you look like a really good technician, but you have no idea. Just because I'm a small business owner, I'm a technician that created a business because.
Yeah, but all of them are
Yeah,
really.
I know.
I mean, really, this is
I had to
also what
stop,
I'm learning. All you
not
guys
go down there.
are technicians,
I
are
know.
amazing technicians. Y'all suck at business owning.
Yeah, that's true, and that's what I'm trying to learn right now.
You know?
so we can be profitable and the kids can have something to run. And
Yeah.
yeah. I'm having fun, more fun diagnosing and learning new tools and I'm not gonna say scopes, but like factory stuff, and programming and key programming and tuning, and that's really fun. That's like super fun.
Yeah, but maybe that's, you put on your little AI glasses or whatever they
It's
are,
time. Yeah.
and you start educating the
Yeah.
consumer and making your own regulations of like, this is where I sit in my shop. Here's my bar. Now you guys have to come up to it.
Yeah.
Because reality is,
instead of
it
me
sucks.
bitching and moaning about the kids not knowing something, one of our peers in
He's
our
our
group,
composite partner.
our composite partner, he's a peer. He was able to take off for 3 weeks and come back and says, yeah, my shop did awesome, didn't miss a beat. And it's like, oh man.
I know, I won't covet that.
And then yeah, like you said, his idea was you have a room to set up, create a training, feed them, pay them lunch, and do training 2 times a week for that hour. I was like, scopes is my first one. My mind goes to a billion things I could teach him. It's like, oh my God, I don't know what to teach him. There's just too much. I can never teach him what I know. But so he's like, start with one thing.
But
Pick the scope.
But also, it's like me when I came in. I know business. I know
Yeah.
the back ends. I know systems. I know the way things and if I don't, I know where to go and get that information. Again, perfectionist, good and bad. You can't. They might not be able to learn from you
Yeah.
because you.
Well, see,
won't
now I'm
learn
just
from
going to
me.
give up and never try and never start anything
No.
because I will never be able to teach them. And here
It's
comes
not-
this conversation
that's-
between us.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying is because you shut down when I try to teach you something, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, you have to get a coach for me to come into the business because I can't be the one coaching you
Right.
because I know that you shut down.
Well, I need some guidance and some help on how to teach. If there's some red flags, I was thinking about doing once a week for now and getting.
But I
getting
think
all
maybe
of the training space set up in the
maybe
back.
you sit down with them and you're not the teacher, but you're a student too.
Right.
It's not you teaching; it's you learning too next to them.
I was gonna do some trial and error and just learn how these things hook up and how they work and what to look
Yeah,
at.
no, play
Right.
like by all means have at that, right?
Right.
But actual learning the foundations and whatever they need to know, it needs to be all of you together, whether you know it or not.
Right.
Right? If you already know it, great. Then maybe you can bring another perspective and a spin on that knowledge that they're being taught right
Yeah,
now.
right.
But I think all three of you sit down together and be
Yeah.
students together.
Yeah.
Because I think that, me personally, that would be, and even if Elena wants to come in and learn on her lunch
Yeah.
hour, bring her in, because I know she likes to tinker.
Yeah.
Bring her in and sit down and,
Yeah.
hey, you want to learn with us? Let's learn. Let's
Right.
all learn together, because this is a shared interest that we have. And even though we're on different levels of knowledge,
Well, yeah, I was
we can
gonna,
all share perspectives.
the working with the boys, and when we run into a problem, they come get me, and then we work through it that way. They can definitely do that. So on things I know I'm very well knowledgeable about, I will. But like, you know, I wanted to do some welding. I got 3 different welders, a wire feed. We've gotten really good. Me and Alec, I self-taught myself, and then I taught him how to start using it, what amperage, what speed to set the wire feed, what wire works, you know, gas and things like that. And he got really good at wire feed now. So I would like to learn TIG, stick, you know, and I was thinking
Yeah, but how often do you use that?
some
That's a
friends
fun
who-
thing, right? But
yeah, I
that,
have
how
some
often
friends
do you,
who are really
you know,
good at welding and know all of that. And I was planning on bringing one of them in to say, hey, teach me. I will funnel it down, and maybe I could pay you to teach a class on my back. Once we get things working well, we can make my welders work. If it's not just me, because there's something going on with the TIG, and I'm not sure how. I've never ran it before, so what am I doing wrong? I know it's me, so I want to be taught. I want to learn it, right?
right? Yeah, no, and that, not what I'm saying though.
Yeah, like I know there's going to be, like, you're really irritating me right now because you're telling me I can't teach somebody something, right? And
That's not what I'm saying either.
that's disheartening. Like that just takes everything that I wanted to teach them and help them learn, and go, you're never going to teach them now. Like you can't, you're incapable of teaching them. You're incompetent.
See, this is exactly, but that's not what I was saying. And this is exactly why I said, if I come into the business, you have to be coached by somebody else, because you don't listen to me.
Right. And our peer, through our coaching program, gave me an idea to work with them. And now it's like, now I need to hire somebody to teach all
No,
of us.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
So
That's
we
not what
need
I'm
to
saying.
move on, because I'm going to
Shut down?
create a little class and help them. And I guess if I fail, I fail.
That's not what I'm saying.
So we need to move on, because I'm already like
Okay, move
distraught
on.
over it. Like my heart's broken right now.
But okay, we can totally cut all of this out. That's not what I was saying in the first place. I'm saying you don't want to learn from me. I know what I know.
Right.
I know that I could teach you what I know, but you don't want to learn from
I've
me.
learned a lot from you, and I felt I'm doing well with learning, but there's some things that we butt heads too much, and I just have to stop and regroup and then learn what I can, because I don't learn the same way as you, right?
That's what I'm saying
It
with
took
them.
me a lifetime to learn what I learned here.
And that's what I'm saying with them. That they might not learn the same, they might not learn the same way as you teach them.
Right.
They might come out differently. And so they might not learn, you know it, yes, right? But they might not pick it up the way that you put it down.
Yeah.
And that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't teach them.
Right.
I'm saying get in there and be a student, and then be curious as the teacher and ask them questions and get them to repeat it to you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know that you've actually got it down in your head until you can actually teach it.
Yeah.
It's not a learned skill until you can repeat it back.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we will be learning together too, that I know I'll have a lot better ways of getting there and learning it, and then help them function with it and work with it as we go. But I don't know. I get it. Yeah, if there's something I don't know, I'll reach out for help and guidance from somebody that
Oh my
does
gosh,
know.
no, not. It's not even that though, right? I'm not saying. I guess you're just going to have to stew on it, kind of like the brake light thing, because you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. Or you've just shut off any
Take classes
receptiveness.
together. Where are we going to take classes together though? And then
No, in the back room, you're going to set it up and you're going to watch your Scanner Danner or your Mechanic Mindset or whatever it is together.
Yeah.
And then you come together like we did as the group, with Jennifer is there. She's just leading the discussion, but it's a discussion. It's not a teacher thing. It's all the students together. It's a masterminding. It's, hey, I learned this. Did you pick up on that too? No, you didn't. Teach me that. What did you just pick up on?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. And if you have more of it that you can share with them, then by all means share with them. But like maybe they come in with a different angle that you never thought of and they teach you something.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about simple little classes to run a scope, and you hook a positive, negative lead up and you put it to the scope and you crank the engine over and it shows one revolution on a piston goes up and down, up and down. And that's what you'll see on this pattern. And then if an engine has low compression, without running any compression test or doing anything, you just hook up the two leads and crank the motor over and watch it go. And if it has low compression, you'll see a big dip, and you'll know it's like, oh.
Right.
Just the starter cranking over told me it has low compression. What the hell? That's all I got to look at?
You saw that, right? You knew that. But then if you go back to that one with Alec where you had to literally tell him it was something in his brain that was not connecting. Yeah. So he needed to be taught or told or shown a different way than what he was being taught or told or shown to have it click, right? So maybe in a group setting where everybody feels safe together.
Yeah. And I have a way to help them with that. Like, that's an easy one to help them overcome. It's a simple circuit diagram of a key because for a long time when I couldn't see the wires and where they went and what it did, I was like, oh my God. And then I learned wiring diagrams, and it made my life so much easier understanding that. If I had what guys will do is they'll put it on a board and they'll put a key there, and they'll make a simple little diagram, and they'll run the wire over to here and it goes to the starter, and they'll show the big wire going straight to the battery. That's its mains power supply. And then when you crank it, it lights the light up and it shows you what it's doing. And I could make that for him. And he would go, oh my God, is that like Matt said, oh my God, your aha moment.
That's what I'm saying.
And I know I can help him understand that. I know where the problem is, but I didn't know he was that.
He just thinks different.
He's so far advanced in other things. It's like I guess I didn't realize that he couldn't understand what I was telling him at that point. Right. It blew my mind.
Right.
From what he can do.
Right. And I guess that's where I'm saying come in as a student with them.
Yeah.
Because then you can spin it in another way and help them understand maybe this way or show you this way, or maybe you can show me what you think and then I can show you where it needs to go in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I was telling Matt that, he was talking about Scanner Danner, and 15 years ago, I started 10 years, maybe, I don't know. It's when Scanner Danner just started blowing up pretty good, and I started binge watching all of his stuff, and it was like, in the book, by book, you're supposed to have the engine warmed up, operating temperature, and then you run your compression test, and you hold the throttle wide open, and then you crank your motor, you disable the ignition so it can't start, and then you crank the motor over and take your test.
Are your shoes 3 different colors?
They're tan and light, but yeah, brown. Anyway, light tan and brown, yeah. But anyway, one time I was running a compression test, and before all that, and I remember this happening to me personally, is the throttle plate was really gummed up and it couldn't get any oxygen. So it couldn't build compression. I'm like, what the hell? So I opened the throttle up like by the book, and all my compression came back. And Scanner Danner, a few years later, I seen that Ford Mercury or something. Identical problem. I'm like, oh, I've seen that happen. So I watched him, and he started educating everybody. Like, that went to another shop because they said it had no compression. I was like, oh, I know what it is. And he showed exactly. The car had no compression. Opened the throttle plate, and like that's never happened to me in 20 years until I seen it happen myself. I'm like, what the hell? And he said, so that's why they want you to open the throttle wide up. Like, it's never, nobody opens the throttle wide up when they're doing a compression test. Maybe some of the more educated ones do, but for the most part, everybody just cranks it over, gets your compression, you're good. And so nobody does that. So that was a aha for me, right? And I had a,
You just have to find the ahas for them.
yeah.
And maybe you find a new aha. Maybe you're like, oh, wow, that's a new way of thinking about it, you know?
Right. But what I was saying is I could demonstrate and show them firsthand, recreate that problem and show them, do the little classes like that. And they'll go, oh my God, what? That will really do that? Yeah. I'd never seen it myself until it happened to me. And I was like, what? So there's certain things that I would like to recreate to expand their thinking.
No, that wasn't my thought process at all.
Yeah, no, like I know I could totally help Alec. I couldn't believe he didn't, with what he's done and seen already, he didn't understand what I was telling him at that point, right? So I guess I didn't mean it like that, right? Like I couldn't teach him or like he wouldn't understand. I just didn't, at that point, he had done so much
right,
before
you just
that.
have to, and at that point, it's like with me when I have to stop and recoup, or when it's like with me, I'm like, go freaking meditate and then come back to me because I can't with you right now. But,
Trust me, I know.
And then, but it's like those situations where it's like, I know I have the knowledge, but you are not receptive to my knowledge. So sometimes they might be that way too, of like, I know you have the knowledge. I'm not discounting your knowledge at all. Right. But they might not be receptive to your knowledge in the moment. It might be they need to come from somebody else, like a YouTube video or a Scanner Danner or a Mechanic Mindset or whatever, like what I said, get a coach because you're more receptive to a coach.
Find ways to interest them.
Right.
Or
it's the way
open them up to see what they're understanding and what not.
100%. It's when I want you to learn something, when I desperately want you to come into something with me, I put that person in front of you. It can't come from me.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying.
I know. And there's some days where, regardless of what you say or do, I'm going to have to come to that point and go, okay, if I want to grow here and succeed here, then I need to be willing to listen. But then there are some days where it's like, nope, it's a wall for both of us. It's time to take a break.
Here's your headphones, go meditate.
We'll come back later to this, right?
I need you to go lay down and disappear into your insides and then come back to me later.
Yeah, no, I know. Trust me, I know. And just so you know, you're not perfect either, right?
I so freaking am. Yeah. So perfect.
No. Nope. Sorry.
I need you to know that I am perfect.
No, you need to
Dude,
think
seriously?
That.
No. I don't need to think that. I really don't. I know I'm not perfect.
Well, in those moments you show me that.
Again, it's like I said in the last one, if I'm coming to war, I'm coming prepared. I do know.
Yep. And you'll see me take my white flag and throw it at you and run away. Not wave it. Wave it. Nope. I'm throwing it down at your way and then running away.
I am like that customer that comes prepared with all of my evidence.
And then I run away.
And I know I'm right.
Whatever helps you sleep better at night, darling.
Just saying.
Yep.
Just saying.
Nope.
There it is for you.
That's not happening. But yeah. There's a lot of times where I'll admit you have a lot better plans of attack than I do. And I'm just...
Wait, say that when you're not yawning so I can play that on repeat.
I'm going back to Tony where it's like, is it worth my time? No.
No, exactly. It's not.
Well, but then there's sometimes where it's like you see the fire in my eyes. Like, I know for a fact this is not going to go the way you think it's going to go. I promise. Have fun with that. That happens. That happens a little bit, but for the most part, you're like, oh, I've already got this all figured out. I've got my book of everything, and he has no clue. And then he's going to get upset, and I'll be ready for that too. And it's like, I was right, sucker. It's like, well, yeah, I didn't know all that. That's
I told you, when I go to war, I come prepared.
Yep. And by then, I've already humbled myself because I
Literally, how long? We are what? So
Well, I see
30
that.
years in this, and you haven't figured that out
see that.
yet?
Yeah, no, I see it. Sometimes I'm just not realizing how much preparation you've already done. And it's like,
I come planned and prepared
Just-
for war.
just let it go, Dan.
Yep. Sir.
You know she's already figured it out. Walk away.